No, we like dogs. They're always on.
I'm at my
They like us too.
This is Sizzle, powered by Fit to be Trained, coming to you from the Deep End Broadcasting Network studios in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, here in the United States of America. You can find this program on deependbroadcasting.com and subscribe to this network's YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. Here's your host of Sizzle, Karen Dougherty.
Yay! I love it when you put the cheer on. Yeah, I need that. I have a big ego. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm really on like this big show. Steve, yes. I got to open up with something because I went on Facebook today and the first thing I see, a buddy of mine, Mark Jaggers, I'm going to put it out there. Mark posted Vic Fangio is a football lifer. The 66-year-old Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator has been coaching football since 1979. I thought they just named him. Why?
So they gave him, what did they give him, a contract extension?
I guess.
Yeah, so he's new a couple years ago. They like what he's brought to the table, so they want him to retire.
So, they wanted to retire, but they reinstated him? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, I'm assuming that's the news story. I need to.
I need to catch up. I don't know what's going on, but when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, more Eagles information."
I don't think. Well, reinstating usually means you've done something wrong. I don't think he's done anything wrong.
Oh, I didn't mean that. You can tell I don't know the language. All I care about is that the Eagles are going to keep winning. And I kind of laughed. I was like, boy, they like their Italians there. They always have their Italian coaches, and they always are kicking butt lately. So I just saw that, and I thought, oh, that'll be a good opener to open up with Steve. But I fumbled that one, obviously. So
no news flash there.
I know, right? I can tell a good story without, some of the facts might be a little off. That's the way it goes, though. But interesting story. But anyway, speaking of interesting, and more than interesting, I'm super, super excited about this because a friend of mine, Stephanie Rothkar, is on tonight. And I want to do just like a little brief introduction. Woo! Because it really is. I'm super excited. I'm wearing my purple shirt, Stephanie.
Oh, I love that.
I don't have a Fit 4-5 shirt, but I have purple, and purple is you. You are royalty. And it's a Valiant CrossFit shirt, which is where Steve and I met like 10 years ago. So it all tied in. I was like, I'm going to wear my purple shirt tonight for my friend Stephanie. But I'll stop fooling around, y'all. Sorry. And I was following Stephanie on Instagram back, my goodness, 2016, 2017. She's a great trainer. She's everything I kind of want to be. I really am inspired by her. And I've, like I said, like Instagram for me is super positive. I follow sports. I follow women in fitness and pets and dogs and stuff like that. It's a very positive experience. And I was following Stephanie. And so I loved her. I loved her material. So I suggest people follow her on Instagram. But that, again, is not what this is about. So then I saw her at a conference, like a little fitness branding conference we were at. And I saw her and I was like, oh my God, that's Fit 4-5 girl. And I ran up to her and she was so nice to me. And we became friends fast and furious. And we got to spend a couple of days together. She was here in town in Virginia Beach, and just really adore her. And from following her, I knew that she was really into the bodybuilding world in the fitness competitive and bikini class. And she's good at it. And we both were in the Miss Fitness contest at one time. But that was a couple of years back. So I had a reason to be following this girl, and I really, really liked her. And then when I met her, she was even better than on Instagram, like live and in person is even wonderful. So I won't keep droning on. I want to give Stephanie the floor, but I wanted to give a backstory of why I was lucky enough to have this girl come on, because she's so busy. And thanks for taking some time out to spend with me, Stephanie.
Oh, you know how much I love you, Karen. And do you know that I keep in touch with everyone from that rebranding?
That was so fun.
I know it was such a great group. I still train Stacy. Still talk to Kristen. You know, I've been in their business coaching, twice. Jill, I talked, just kind of email or Instagram DM, but I still keep in touch with, and then probably you and Stacey the most, but it was truly a great group of ladies. Like it wasn't really
that we are the OGs. I saw Kristen last week, and I'll have the pictures to prove it soon, because she is fantastic at her craft. She brands, like if you have a fitness brand and you need photography and stuff like that, Kristen is great. Kristen Crowley, they do Reframe. It's called Reframe. And am I saying that right, Steph?
Yeah.
Reframe branding. And they do great stuff for like fitness professionals, not just fitness professionals. I don't mean to put them in the box there. They do all branding for all different careers, but I happen to adore those girls. And I saw that's a whole different podcast, isn't it? I love them, but I don't want to take the focus off my friend Steph. So tell me, you have a business that's an online business, and I don't, again, I'm going to give you the floor, I promise, but I want people to know what she does is online fitness training, which is everything that I've been wanting to do for like years, but motherhood and life and my own in-person training was kind of taking up my time. And now I'm getting to dive into it more. I'm in John Goodman's online training for OTM again. Like I took it a couple years ago. He's really great for learning how to do the process. And so I'm getting my feet wet again. I'm back in trainer eyes and all that stuff. So tell me about your business, if you would, and what inspired you. Let's actually back up a little bit before Fit 45. What inspired you to pursue fitness in the first place, and how did that journey begin?
Well, I've always been into fitness. I'm 52. My girls are 26, 24, and then I have a son, 15. And so I grew up, working out from home with the VHS, the DVDs. I'm really dating myself, Denise Austin, Jane Fonda. I did everybody.
Where's that accent from?
Yeah, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah. So I did everything but Richard Simmons. And so
Me too.
So I was a hairdresser, hairstylist, whatever they call it now, the first 5 years that we were married. And then when I had my first child, I started just training a lot of my girlfriends at home just because, to get our babies together and things like that. And I did it for 15 years for free because I've always been into fitness. I had I need to back up a little bit. My husband was a personal trainer when we got engaged back in the day where you worked at a gym, people came in, trained. We've been married 32 years. And I told him I would not marry him until he got a real job. And so then I started, we spent every Friday night was our date night at the gym. And so anyway, he got a real job. He had a construction company business for 20 years. I stayed at home, trained my friends for free, met him at the park, did all the things. Well, after I had my son, my kids are 11 years, my oldest and youngest are 11 years apart. My son was in a near drowning accident. It'll be 10 years ago in July.
Oh, wow.
He's in our backyard swimming pool under my watch. And that's a whole nother story for another podcast. Made a full recovery, but I beat myself up bad. And I exercising. I've always been fit. I gained 30 pounds in 5 months, went in such severe depression that I couldn't get my head off my pillow. My girls that Christmas brought me a mood light and said, we just want our mom back. And they laid it next to me. So that January over, probably 9 years ago, I joined a gym. And I've always really kind of worked out from home, except when we would date night on Friday night. And I lost weight. My oldest was a senior in high school. My son was 5 when he nearly drowned. And I literally just really took care of myself and honed in. Well, then I'm from my hometown. So people started reaching out to me because they knew I used to do it. I'm like, well, I can't do it for free now because, you know, I was successful in going to college. I had 3 kids. I need to start. So I started training people in my garage. And then I took over my husband's man cave, and I started making money at it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And it kept me busy because my oldest, I'm close to, left for college. Her little brother cried for her all the time. I have 3 kids. And so it was just something that kept my mind busy because I was really having a hard time with her leaving. And then her little brother was crying for him. Long story short, I told my husband, I said, you know what, I can only do so much in person because you're so time caught. And I said, I'd like to maybe do an app. And he thought I was crazy. He was like, what? And I go, yeah, you know, people are kind of getting into apps and things like that. So this was in 2024. I went through 2 apps that one of them was a complete scam. And that January of 2025, I found another one, and it was just funneling money. And I found Trainerize, launched my app March 1st, 2025. This pandemic hit March 4th, and my business skyrocketed. That's how I kicked off online.
Wait a minute. You're saying 2025. No,
I mean,
what year did...
I'm sorry, 2020. There you go.
I knew it because when I met you, we were in the pandemic, and Kristen reminded me of that last week. She was like, we were in the pandemic. I was like, you're kidding. Wow. And yes, me and you were talking because you were like, I know I'm doing really well. I lucked out. I did it right before the pandemic. In fact, I've talked about you in previous podcasts.
Oh, I literally did not sleep for 2 weeks. I kid you. My husband and I, because like I said, I had all my video, and they're all of me in my app. I didn't use Trainerize video, you know, like their demo ones.
See,
like
I still have mine, and I mean, Trainerize. I've a few of me, but yes, I love that you have all you.
I have over 1,200 videos. And so anyways, so I did all that video and launched it March 1st, like, you know, blasted on social media, you know, a few trickled in. March 4th, literally for 2 weeks straight, my husband and I did not sleep because I just went bombarded.
Is that like winning the lottery? Almost. I'm not asking you to open up the books and tell us the accounting and how much you're made off. I wish I was still making. But I mean, is it almost like? Is it almost like you feel like you won a lottery in a way?
Well, and what's crazy is my husband, that was in March. In December, he closed down his construction business of 20 years and then joined me because I couldn't keep up. Now, I wish we were making the money that we were making back then. Because then
right.
people, and I get, I'm actually doing group classes 2 days a week now, Tuesdays, Thursdays, because it really does help me with my online training, because I was probably for 4 years online only, and I was getting out of when people what to do to modify if they have knee issues, and I was out of touch with people. And I've even gotten a couple of one-on-one that I've done that I just couldn't say no to, and they pay me well. But truly, I do feel like now I need both, because I need to be hands-on, because especially being 52, I get a lot of clients 50 and older, and we do have ailments or how to modify a shoulder. So it really has helped me better in my app. But my app is still how I make my business. Now, we did purchase a peptide company 6 months ago, but that's a whole nother podcast again.
I know. That is another podcast, because I'm interested.
You know, multiple guests now, Karen. We can have
I know.
Podcast on our network.
I know, it's fantastic.
Oh, girl, I do it all. Like I don't sleep, and then I promote people to sleep. But my mind is always going. It's like, where was I in high school? You know, I got my functional nutrition license. I'm certified in peptides. I've been trained under functional doctors that left Western medicine, and I guess I was just so in love. I married my high school sweetheart that literally I can't learn enough now.
I know it is. This business is so much. People really don't realize how much education we all have. It's so much more than a pretty face. You know, it's granted, our industry is we work out, so we tend to be fit and look good, but there's so much more to all of us. And that's what I love about this show, is bringing people on and letting them speak and tell what they're up to. There's a lot going on with the training and industry right now, and it's fascinating. And you and I have been around for a long time. We've seen a lot of change. It's fantastic.
Stephanie, talk about the peptides some more, because I think some of the listeners might not grab it. I mean, knows what I think is most everything about the fitness and nutrition or whatever.
Well,
the peptides are new to me, and
Okay, well,
for someone who has a lot of joint pain and stuff like that,
Yeah,
I've been recommended it, and I'm interested.
So peptides are what our bodies are made up of peptides,
Right.
and as everything, they decline as we age. So there's a peptide for beauty, and the glow up is called BPC, and I am the
Oh, we're
only
missing all kinds of peptides. Yep, go ahead.
I'm the only company that I know of. I shouldn't say the only company, because then it's almost like, oh, my child will never, and then your child starts never. But that has a transdermal gel BPC, and then so the glow up. So I don't get Botox. I have gotten Botox before, but it never stayed because of my fast metabolism,
Fitness.
exercising and stuff.
It doesn't.
So,
We can't.
but this has helped me. It's called the Glow Up BPC, NAD, and GHKCU. So there's that. It's a peptide for beauty. There's a peptide. A lot of people do the BPC injectable, and how peptides kind of really got popular was in the bodybuilding industry, when men would tear like their bicep tendon or shoulder or a knee, and they wanted to get back in the gym. So BPC TB500 is called the Wolverine, and you can inject that in your area of concern, and they can get back into the gym or back on the Olympic stage. And there is a peptide for lean muscle. There's a peptides for men that are want to increase their testosterone, like CJC 1295 and ipamorelin mixed with a tesamorelin is great for men. Women can do it too if they're low on testosterone. I did 12 weeks of Semarelin to help me build my lean muscle, because last year I battled a fungi infection, and my body does not respond like it even did 5 years ago. We just start losing. And so Semarelins help what your body does naturally. It just kind of helps give it a pick me up. Now, does it do it all for you? No. 2 years ago, before I started peptides, I would have told you I was not for GLP-1s. I am a huge fan of GLP-1s. So there's GLP-1 now, which is semaglutide. GLP-2 is trizepatide. And now GLP-3 is retatrutide, because thanks to Eli Lilly and Big Pharma, we have to call it GLP-1, 2, and 3, because, they're not getting their,
what does GLP stand for? Like, I think maybe this might be a whole
that's like
podcast.
it is. I mean, that's got to be the chemical composition.
But let me tell you one thing. Retatrutide is a huge peptide. It's RETRATRUTIDE for my clients that are in menopause. It helps take that visceral fat. It takes the food noise away, but it doesn't take as much of the lean muscle as like trizepatide does. But I still
I don't know anything. Like, this is kind of a little bit over my head. So
I want all the peptides. Give them all to me now.
It's so funny. I either have people that are like scared of peptides. I'm like, okay, that Tylenol PM is worse for you to take than a peptide.
Well, it is, because it's injectable, right? That's why they're afraid. They don't want to poke themselves with a needle, because it has like a steroid kind of tone to it.
Them with capsules too. There's Sloop. It's called Exercise in a Bottle. But I tell people, and this, Karen, in the industry, people can go have weight loss surgery and they can still gain their weight back. These are all helpful tools to help you. Just like I took Semarelin. I knew what to do, but my body, I battled a fungi infection last year due to stress. My body literally, it needed some help. And so I took Semarelin, which helps build lean muscle. It's also to help with sleep. I don't sleep well. It did not help me with sleep, but a lot of my clients, it does well with sleep. There's C-Lanc. Instead of you taking an antidepressant, you can take the peptide C-Lanc. Clients have done tremendously well on that to do for anxiety. There's C-Max for depression. It's so much better, because back when
sounds like there's a vast, it's a big subject. And if you would be kind enough to come back in a couple of weeks or a month or so and talk just on that, because that is I have questions on that, because I really don't understand any of it and haven't done any research, and I can't even pretend to. But like Steve said, I do think Steve's obviously interested in it. I'm interested, and I'm sure there's many people are. And you sound so obviously educated in it. If you would
would
be
love
kind
to.
enough to come back and spend some time on that subject alone, that way I could get people that were really questioning with that.
Well, my
I
business really skyrocketed with it, how my fitness app did, that
right.
I almost don't have time to do it all. And we are going to have to, in about probably by January of next year, decide what I'm going to do. But I love my fitness app. I don't want to stop, doing that training and
Right.
stuff. That's kind of
Right.
my start, and I don't want to give it up. But I have
bet.
had to quit just one-on-one nutrition coaching since we've done the peptides because it is so huge. But yes, I would
Wow,
love
that's
to.
really cool. That's something, see, it's on the horizon. And that's what I love this show for, is to bring people on so they can have their voice and tell us what they're studying. I didn't even know you were studying I mean, I did because I follow you, but I
you're
know
busy
that this is
too.
a separate subject.
I want to be the peptide dealer around here. Can
Yeah.
I deal you some
Hey.
peptides?
Well, let's move on
men
to.
love peptides because they're not scared of needles, but they are making.
I know, right? That's
like,
true.
Yeah, like the seal, and I won't keep going on, but now they have nose sprays coming out. So yeah, it's really, really hitting the market.
So they make it like, so it's doable for everyone. Because you're right.
Yeah.
I think it has like a stigma to it because it
It
looks
does.
like,
especially our
moving towards-
generation, because
Yes.
we grew up in steroid generation. Like
right. It's steroid use, and
yeah,
everybody
think it's a
just kind
steroid.
of shrugs their shoulders. Speaking, I didn't mean to say that. I want to get into competing, and you're you had a great career, and I'm not sure if you are still doing it, but I know you did it for many, many years, and you were in NPC bikini fitness and very, very, very successful. How, what was the turning point in deciding to do that, and how is the training? How did you prepare, but physically and mentally, for a competition like that? They're big. It's a big deal. Tell me a little.
This is crazy. I was training a client one-on-one. Her dad was Mr. Arkansas back in the day, and he was Mr. Arkansas at 35. And I remember as a child, I was probably about 15. I remember thinking, what old man? Okay, now mind you, when you're 15, 35 is old. I remember saying, what old man? He should be taking care of his kids. So I was training his youngest daughter. He's passed away now. I was training his youngest daughter, and she goes, you are so driven. She goes, have you ever thought about competing? I go, competing in what? Okay, now mind you, I was 45. And I said, she goes, and I go, I would never do something like that. And she goes, you're already there. So I literally, you don't ever tell me anything. 6 weeks later, now I thought that I looked good. I look back at him now. I had the oh my gosh, what's the one? Ashley Caldwell poses, her first pose, you don't know what you're doing. I was not lean like I should have been, but, and I thought I looked good. It was so funny to look back at pictures, but I literally did it for 4 years. I said I retired. Well, no, I guess 5 years, because I quit it. I said I retired at 50. And who knows, right now I just have a teenage son that requires a lot of my, with having a boy.
Oh my goodness. Yes, they do. Don't they, girl? Mm-hmm. That's
More
why you
than
didn't see me for 3 years. I mean, a teenage boy will keep you on your toes.
Yes, they really will. And it's different than with my girls. And so it really takes, and I really applaud you being a single mom, because it really takes me and my husband. And he's a great kid. He has not done anything wrong, but we've had to, be on, because he could have gone down some wrong paths. So
I appreciate that. You've always said that to me. And I so appreciate that as a single mom coming from a married woman. And because I believe you, I believe that you do realize that it's difficult, and none of us are ever looking for a pat on the back, but we can always tell when somebody really sincerely says it to us as a female and a mother of, you have a big family, and I was always so grateful for that. And I know how much you knew how much motherhood was to me. It's such an important role, and I knew that it's such an important role to you as well. So it really always made me feel so good. I appreciate that.
Well, and I mean it, because there's so much stuff, and I'm very close to my son, but there's a lot of stuff I'm like, you know what, you need to go talk to your dad about that. And I could have been a single mom of girls easily, or a girl, but a boy, that's tough.
You would have been a great single mom. It's just that you didn't have to, and we don't want our kids in those situations if they don't have to be. Boys really need their dads, people. They need their fathers, and it's important, and it really makes the family unit a whole. And lucky for me, my son does have a relationship with his father, so I am very lucky in that department. So, but raising raising a teenage boy in the household, he definitely gave me a run for my money, should we say. But back to the training, what were the biggest challenges you faced in bodybuilding, and how did you overcome them?
I will have to say I was very blessed because our gym is on our property. We have 5 acres in
Yeah.
Arkansas, and literally
Mhm.
walked out, and I really admired people that, and my job was in the gym. And so
Mhm.
I truly do not think that I could have done it and raised a family if I had to drive to a gym, if I had to work an office job. I don't think I could have done it. I really don't. And had children. I think I was very lucky that I could walk out to my gym that's 100 feet from our home where I trained people. I had all the equipment there. If I did my cardio, now, yes, I would have to say to my kids, no, I can't have that. Or if they brought this, because I
Right.
let my kids, why they ate their cookies or because I'm a sweet eater,
Mhm.
things like that. Or there were times when the family was, because there's a big age gap in my kids, that the kids were wanting to up and play games, and I'm an early riser, and I was like, well, mom has to go to bed. So those things. But I really cannot compare myself to people that I hear that are nurses or work office jobs that get up at 4 a.m. I get up at 4 a.m., but I don't have to put on any makeup, drive anywhere. I don't have to, so I was very blessed, and I truly do not think I could have done it if it was not like that.
Another humble guest, Steve. We get
Yes.
these really humble girls on here, I gotta say. And again, I appreciate it. What you did is a lot of work, and it is cool that you call out the girls that do have to do a full-time job, but your job is full-time. And let me tell you something else. It's sometimes going to the gym is a good escape. So the fact that yours was in the yard sometimes might have been a hindrance for me, because I did love to run off and go to the gym too. So give
Well,
yourself a
it's
good.
funny because between my resting time, sometimes I would go run in and throw a load of laundry in, and I'm like, okay, that was too long of a rest time, or I'd kind of get sidetracked, and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
get
that
that.
that part, because I do time block off my schedule, because that's the only way for me to keep it on track. But
Yeah, me
but
too. What advice would you give to aspiring fitness competitors looking to make their mark?
I think everyone, and I know you'll agree, I think everyone should do it one time because it really teaches you what you're made of. And, I really kept me, we were going through a lot of things during when I competed, and it really kept my mind focused. A lot of people who aren't in the industry
Yes.
say, how do you do it? I said it was really something that kept me focused. So in my 30s, I ran marathons. In my 20s, I was raising my girls. 30s, I was running marathons, had my son at 38. And then at 40, I just kind of felt like I didn't really have a go for myself. And it really gave me a go. But I do think everyone should do it one time because it really teaches you what you're made of.
You know what it taught me is I kind of am heavy into Pilates for mobility. I mean, I do CrossFit for fun, which is heavy lifting, not heavy lifting. I didn't mean to say that. It can get heavy. It's not heavy for me anymore now that I'm 58. I love that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is heavier than average, but it's an endurance, and we train pretty hard, but I really love Pilates because it is the mobility that I so need in order to keep doing CrossFit. It's not necessarily my favorite. I have huge respect for Pilates, and I'm a very good trainer at it. But I will say, when I did that bodybuilding stint, or, took a couple years to really that, and I did it because I wanted my body to be more symmetrical. I did it because I had some injuries that
The
needed to be
pandemic,
focused on.
I remember having to wear the,
I just put your picture up, Sizzle performing. So she sees you wearing a mask now.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it was COVID. That's why I did so well. I always joke, like
no, you
I
looked
did.
amazing.
I did do, like, I like you was already really fit when I went in there. So it's kind of like that girl said to you, you've already got it. And it was funny when I went in front of my coach, and I'm hoping she comes on this podcast. She said, you have to show that, put on the booty shorts and the sports bra, let them see what they're working with. And she goes to me, wow, you got a banging body. And I go, she goes, are you a CrossFitter? And I said, yes. And she goes, well, you got a banging body, but it's a square body. And we got to work on that waist. And so that, and you think it's funny or people are like, God, that's not nice. I'm like, no, that's how bodybuilding is. You need to, you will get pointed out what needs to be worked on. I had no lat strength. What I learned the most during my bodybuilding time was when I was learning posing. That
was tough. Now
isn't it tough? And with Pilates, it's called controlology. You have to control all those muscles and keep everything in control. It looks easy, it looks light, but it's not. And everything with the posing, oh my gosh, it was
the hardest. And you know what's crazy, Karen? I was a past pageant girl. And I'm not a heel wearer. This is actually up as I get, but it was so funny that was the hardest part, was in the heel posing. And it was so funny when I hired my
and looking graceful. It's kind of like ballet, like you're dying, but you better not look like you are. You better be
smiling. It was crazy. They would bash me because, my glutes always got hammered, but they would always, my posing would say, pull back those shoulders. And that's when I was in pageants, they were always like, pull back the shoulders. And so it really taught me, like, it really helped my posture. I actually grew a half an inch.
I wish we had pictures of you. I should have asked for those. Well, you'll have to send me those so we can put them up, because Stephanie's she blows me away. She's amazing.
We were in different divisions. I cannot hardly even do
your glutes and your shoulders and your calves and your everything. Oh my God. I mean, this girl's humble. She's amazing. I'm so mad I didn't get a picture. Darn it. But I'll get one, right, Steph?
I can give you a picture. But it was really, I love that I grew a half an inch, because as we age, we do, lose our height, and that has really, and it just helped me with my posture. So it really is
posture. Yes.
So good with the posture. But if you would have told me that I was competing at 50, I would have said you were crazy.
I missed that last thing. What did you say?
I said, if you'd have said that I was going to compete at 50, stop at 50.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean,
I know, right?
Yeah. So anyway, but I love so many women are. I remember when my mom turned 40, I thought she was old, gray, and was
right.
After life. And I feel like after 40, that's when my life started. So
yeah, I know. And I'm leaving the 50s, and I had my son later in life, so I was busy, but I'm getting ready to go into the next, and I'm super excited. I'll be 59 this summer. And I'm so excited because I'm getting to be Karen again. And it's, I was Ian's mom, and I was dedicated to being Ian's mom. I didn't mind one bit. Anytime I was kind of like, oh my God, this is a hard job, I was like, I wanted this though. Yeah. I wanted this job, and I'm glad I got him. But now I get to be me again. And that's part of what's going on with this podcast. I really wanted to reintroduce fitness as I saw it. As I've been around for a long, long time. I mean, Rachel McClish, I was posting pictures of her. I followed, 1984 is when I started being interested in bodybuilding, so, and I know so many people, and I thought, I want our voices out there. We're passing the baton down to the younger trainers, and there's some great ones coming up. And I just wanted to get out there and just be with everyone again, Yes. How do you said that you like the hybrid, like you like being in person in training and you like being online. How do you build strong connections with your clients online? I find that I am less distracted by the client. I build a bigger connection online. Do you?
Well, I have made the connections because I have the fitness app. So I will do like how we're talking now. I'll do video or voice message instead of like typing it. I get tired of typing. So I will send them like a video message. I host events, like I have some clients in Virginia Beach that I've met. And when I go to, I just really try to get out. I did say during the pandemic, which I love that time as well, because I will never forget the time that our family had, but you really did get disconnected. And so I do, I can serve more people online. I like the online, but I have to make sure, like I'll reach out to my clients, if not through a text and through my app, because I have over 1,000 clients in my app, but don't let that fool you. When I say that, my app is kind of like if you bought the Sweat app, you could choose, it's follow along workout. There's some people I don't even know that they have my app. Now, the people that have like personalized, like Stacy does, or clients that I've met or who I nutrition coach or help with peptides, that's more personable. And I talk to them once a week. They have their once a week.
I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah. That would probably
I have people that, in fact, I'm here in Charlotte and I had an event. So I've been trying to just brand myself where for 6 years now, I've had a wellness event in my hometown area. So I branched out to Charlotte. Well, I've had a client for 5 years and she comes up and I'm talking to her and I said, "Oh, nice to meet you. How did you hear about it?" And she goes, "I trained with you. I've been for 5 years." I was devastated because all I'm seeing her is in a little whole circle of her profile picture in my app, and I didn't recognize her. And so she was on everything. So, but she came to my event in Charlotte because I trained her online and I had for 5 years, but I'd never met her.
And well, that's what I mean though. Like that's what I mean. Like I have great connections with my in-person clients, and I kind of fumbled that when I started the subject. I said I feel connections more online. I didn't mean to say that because I have great connections with my in-person clients, but I do find that it doesn't always. You can really connect online. Sometimes I feel like my online clients get more attention is what I'm saying. Like, because you're always, every time they do a workout, they're getting a yay or something, and granted, you're right. Maybe they don't see our face every time, but they really are getting messages from us, typing. And I don't know. I feel really connected. I joke with my in-person clients. I'm like, I'm on my online clients more about their nutrition than I am with you guys. It's not right. You guys need to be getting on point.
I tell people this all the time. So like I said, I've kind of stepped back from nutrition coaching, but I would have my in-person clients. I would say, "Send me your pictures." And they would say, "Well, why? You see me in person." I said, "I can do better by looking at a picture, kind of skimming over." So I felt like on my nutrition side, I helped my online clients better than my clients in person.
I agree. That's it. I guess that's the message I was trying to get off. Thank you, Stephanie, because like I sometimes drop the ball in person. They get away with more than the ones online. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yes. And so, and also, I think too, because, we're behind the computer and we can kind of skim over all their stuff. And in person, they're talking to you, you're trying to do them with a workout, and then they're hurrying out the door because the next person's coming in. So I do feel like, but they all think because they see you in person, I'm like, no, I still need pictures.
I love that. That's good advice for me too, because I can ask for pictures that might motivate them more and keep them on point more and call more weigh-ins, the online people are weighing in all the time. I'm looking at their MyFitnessPal. I can see stuff. I try and get my in-person. This was a good point, and that covers, because I was going to say, what are some myths and misconceptions of online training? Well, we just covered that. As someone who has guided and inspired others so much, and that's what I love about this podcast, is I get to find out things about my friends that I didn't even know. I didn't know that you were training so long and inspiring all those women for free for so many years. And I can't imagine how much those gals have been inspired by you. And who inspired you the most in your career?
Paige Hathaway. Do you know Paige Hathaway?
I don't. Oh, you know what? I do because you told me to.
Yeah.
So yes, I do know who she
She
is.
actually was, a big model in California.
Mhm.
And now she lives in
Yep.
Dallas, where I'm originally from Dallas. Now she has 2 kids, and she just always, I couldn't be her mother. She's almost 40, but yeah, she's the one that inspired me. I've met her several times. I've met her at the Arnold and things like that. And she just was always very down to earth. And we kind of had the same, she's from Oklahoma, actually, originally, which I live right on the border of Arkansas, Oklahoma. She has a very, terminal relationship with her mother. I do too. So we just had a lot of connection in the fitness, and she just was so gracious to me, especially with me being, like 13 or 14 years older than her. I just was so grateful how kind she was to me, especially I was in the industry with my husband, and I kind of got him out of it. And then I was training people for free, and then I got in it, and then I got my husband back in it, and now we do it, together. So it's just kind of funny, but yeah, I don't get to talk to her as much anymore now that she's a mama too, and, busy with that. So
Yes, it does take us out for a little while.
yes.
Paige Hathaway, you didn't hesitate when you said it too. And that's what I love about this industry. We are a group of girls that really, at least the group of girls that I'm in, really lift each other up. We are so proud of one another. We cheer each other on. I love, love, love this business. I don't know anything about the cutthroat corporate world at all. All I know is the fitness world where we're all like, yay!
But Karen,
hey!
I think a lot of it too is who you are. I mean, you're so supportive of other women, and so what you bring
too,
to the table,
right?
you attract.
Yep.
So I think
And that's what we're receiving. You're right. You are right. You are
Yeah.
100% right. Because I went to France and everybody's like, oh my God, the French are so mean. The French are so mean. The French are so mean. The French were divine to me. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I loved them. They were fantastic. And I did think that. I was like, you know what? If you're nice to others, they're nice to you. I think maybe people drop the ball there, What's one piece of advice or lesson you've learned that completely changed the way you approach? I don't know if I love that question, but I'll finish it and you can answer it if you want to. What was one piece of advice or lesson you've learned that completely changed? Oh, this is a good question. That completely changed the way you approach fitness and coaching.
Well, everyone is struggling. And so many people at first, they see me and they think, oh, she eats perfect. She looks good. She's not and all that. And when I talk to people, we are all in this. I love food. I love sweets. I would like to sit on the couch some days, but even though I'm in
discipline.
Even though I'm in this, and I tell people all the time, it's really not easy for anyone. Yeah, in your 20s, we don't even count that, but 40 and above, it's not easy for any of us. And so I just say, stay in your own lane. Don't beat yourself up. We all even myself, will take 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. And so it's really not easy for any of us. And I was a perfect example. 51 literally about knocked me down. I had that horrible fungi infection caused by stress. And so 50, I rocked like nobody's business, but also I turned 50 in Hawaii when my daughter lived there, and I was Hawaii 5-0. And then 51 hit me. And so I tell women, I said, we are always going to be up and down. You may think you got a vegan body and things are going great, and life will slap you. And so I tell them, say, don't be so hard on yourself, because we're all struggling in some shape or form. Or if we're not this month, we may be next month. And so,
isn't that true? And like I tell people too, like even in mental illness,
all the time. Yep.
There's good times and there's bad times, and the good times end, but so do the bad times. Everything ebbs and flows. You just got to hang on. Like there is a Buddhist saying about the crow, how the crow will hold on to a branch when he sees a storm coming. There's nothing he can do. You can't fly out of the storm, right? He's just going to hold on to that branch, and he's going to stay strong and focused and wait for it to go.
That's how I handle my bills every month. Everyone I see come through.
I appreciate
Oh, my phone bill's up $100 for some random reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. My car
always
insurance is up $100.
I'm like that in the grocery store. That's what I keep hearing myself
Yeah,
complain
exactly.
about. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't need to ask you where do you see your career evolving next, because I think the peptides is probably something that you are really digging into. Am I correct?
That's exactly, because that's what I was going to say before you even said it. So, you just always have to evolve. And that we've been working with peptides for almost 2 years with clients, and we decided to dive in 6 months ago, and I love it. And I'm going to have to make a decision in January what I'm going to do. Now, my personality, I'm a type A firstborn personality. My husband is very low key. You've met him, I think, one time. Remember?
I love your husband. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah. And it's really great. My personality, he doesn't mind to take and not that he doesn't want any limelight. He likes to be in the back seat.
Right.
But so we're in separate locations right now. He's in Arkansas running that side. And I'm kind of the face of the business, and I'm taking the orders. And I'm like, send me a picture as you're boxing that up, and all this. And so peptides are very serious business. It's not something we feel that we can have ones outside of family, because if they mess up. And then also I have that control over it to make sure that he's doing everything correctly. And I just can't do it all, but I'm going to have to just see what I don't want to give up my fitness app, because I love it. I love programming workouts. I love making the video.
Right.
I love that part. And that's kind of how I got my start. And
you'll work it out, Steph. You will.
So we'll see.
You'll work it out. I know you will.
Yes.
I'm so grateful that you took the time out of your busy life to do this, because I know how busy you are. And I know, and it sounded like I had a really good time, and I hope you did too.
Oh, I loved it.
I know, and I hope that you will. Like, I know you're busy with these peptides, but I think that's earns a 45-minute talk of its own. And I'll do some research and stuff so I can ask some decent questions, because tonight I'm like, what does GLP stand for?
Yeah, what I can do is I'll help you with the questions, but yeah, we'll talk after this. And
let's do. Yeah. So we'll set something up in the future, people. If you're interested in that, yes, it's coming.
Oh yeah, because it's the next big. Well, it's already here. I can't say. And by 2030, peptides will take over Western medicine.
Yes, I'm glad. Well, thanks, Steph. I hope you have a great night.
And
we'll see you soon, Steph. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, she's off. She's gone. She turned us off. She turned us off before I could turn her off.
Oh.
Well, you had to. You said you had to let her. She had to go.
Yeah, I know.
At this current
I
time,
did
anyway.
good too. I got her out.
No, right on time.
Because that was fun. I think that was a good conversation. I could tell she's fired up about those peptides, and I want to learn about them. I just didn't want to be an idiot and not have anything to interject. And because
she looked really good. You're right on that. It's you didn't get to see her.
She is a beauty, but I'll tell you what. There's so much more to her, isn't there?
Yep,
there's so much more to so many of my friends.
I heard her son. I don't even want to.
I know.
Me being in a swimming pool business, and
right? Oh yes,
that hits close to home.
Yes, I teared up a little bit over here.
My father had to drive the neighbor to the neighbor's son passed for the same type of deal, and my dad said that's the hardest 15 minutes of his life is taking her to the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right.
Imagine that trauma. I know. And it's a real deal. The swimming pool. And
so at least he survived. Everything's good.
I know. But I was so grateful that she got to share that, because it does show again how you can be in your darkest moments and
like a phoenix
fitness
rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
You can,
God bless her. God bless her whole family. They're a wonderful family. True that. And I want to tell people, follow her online. Fit45.
I had that on here on the screen.
Thank you.
So if you're just listening to us right now, or I have us on the audio, go back to the YouTube channel or the website Deep End Broadcasting on the YouTube, deependbroadcasting.com, and you can get the information to follow Stephanie at her Fit 4-5 on our screen.
I'm glad that you said that too, because that reminds me that when I'm
Well,
on,
I'm a good producer. Karen.
well, and
How
you
about that?
are, when I'm on Spotify and Apple, that
And I have your
can-
information up here too.
I've got to get those people's stuff on our Spotify and Apple. I think we need, yeah, you're the bomb. Thank you.
Well, those are just audios, unfortunately.
But
And we're prepared for the video audio world.
yeah,
But I get it. People listen to the because it's on the click on the phone.
yeah,
They can just listen.
yeah. If
But
you're
if
at
you
work,
but if you're able to view,
yeah,
you should definitely have us on the side screen.
yes, yes.
But
Well-
good job to you, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. And you're the one who pushed me. You were like, Karen, you got to get some guests on. And I did it. And I appreciate you for making me do it.
All right.
Do we have that fun song anymore?
Oh yeah, I got it.
I love that song. Oh, what a night. What is this from again, Steve?
They're just drunk soccer fans celebrating their
Oh,
victory.
that's it? Nothing fancy?
And so they just
I
sit
love
here
it.
and sing this over and over and over and over
I
again.
love
The
it.
same thing.
Well,
But that's fun.
have
Well, we've done that on the rugby experience.
I bet
there's
you
a
have.
Song called Sunshine Mountain. And we sang, we're climbing to the top of Sunshine Mountain for about an hour straight. With people climbing on tables, drinking out of the pitchers.
Sounds fantastic to me. Just sounds fantastic.
All right. We'll see you next week, Aaron.
See you later.